War veteran from Woodbine, Iowa, searching on Facebook for his lost love from Japan, captured the hearts of people all over the world. Our story of his nearly 70-year journey compelled strangers to help 91-year-old Dwayne Mann find Peggy Yamaguchi. Just 9 days after our story aired, Michelle Bandura got in touch with Peggy's son, and tonight on KETV News Watch 7, she takes us along for the long-awaited reunion.
How many of us get the chance to fix something unresolved from our past? Even at age 91, Dwayne Mann never lost hope he'd get that chance.
This girl thinks I abandoned her, and that's really the crux of why I'm here.
It's the moment he's been waiting for.
I prayed that I would be able to do that face on face.
For nearly 70 years.
Peggy.
His long journey finally comes to an end.
It's a moment in time. That was a moment in time there, you know.
That moment in 1954 when Dwayne last saw his first love, Peggy Yamaguchi, when he was stationed in Yokosuka, Japan. She was pregnant when the 22-year-old Iowa farm boy got his orders. The Navy was sending him back to the States. So he left Peggy behind with the promise he'd send for the woman he planned to marry. But when Dwayne returned home from the Korean War, he found his father had fallen on hard times and spent Dwayne's savings. And then Peggy's letters stopped coming, or so he thought. He discovered later his mother burned the letters.
She didn't want me to marry a Japanese girl.
One final letter arrived, though. Peggy wrote she lost the baby and married someone else.
It was over. Then that set in, that idea that I abandoned her just wore me out. That's not an honorable thing to do.
I think it was a combination of guilt and confusion and sadness.
Dwayne's son Brian has supported his father's lifelong quest to find his lost love so he can clear his conscience.
We owe it to them to see if this is truly the Peggy that my dad is looking for.
In early May, we reported on Dwayne's long search, his universal story of heartbreak and hope. The story went around the world. Japanese media shared my report. Viewers emailed and posted obituaries and photos, wondering if they had found Peggy. While Dwayne was in Iowa searching for Peggy, she wasn't an ocean away in Japan. She was closer to him in Iowa than he could have ever imagined. Only 650 miles across the Mississippi River and a few states has kept the couple apart all these years.
I thought, what the heck is going on here? You know, what kind of scam artist is this one?
That's what Rich Siedenquist thought when he listened to my voicemail, asking him if Peggy Yamaguchi was his mother.
One way to find out, I'll take my Bluetooth headphones over there and brought your video clip, and I played it, and she right away. I remember him. He really loved me, you know.
Peggy is alive, alert, and 91 years old, living with her Navy husband she married in 1955 in the same Michigan community where she raised her 3 sons in Escanaba, Michigan.
He's able to fulfill his dream, his lifelong dream, to find the woman that he had met and fell in love with and stuff. And 70 years later, what a wonderful story.
It's your mom.
Yep. It's my mom, and I love my mom.
An article dated February 3rd, 1956, from the local Escanaba newspaper, the Daily Press, was the key in finding Peggy, brought to our attention from a woman in Vancouver, Canada, who saw my story online. She tells me she was compelled to act.
I feel like it just cut me right to my soul.
23-year-old Teresa Wong is a researcher for the History Channel. She found that old newspaper article with the headline, "Tokyo Bride Likes Life in Escanaba." That gave us a last name to go on and an address in the Upper Peninsula.
I cannot imagine carrying around that kind of heartbreak for 70 years. I really hope that this is just that opportunity to get closure and really a release from all those years of worrying about it.
Peggy, how are you?
Oh my gosh. Nice to see you.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you for all of that attention. My gosh, that's
Well-
a long time, isn't it?
It's been 70 years. Yeah.
Remember the dancing?
Oh, yeah.
And in another important moment, without skipping a beat, the pair starts reminiscing about their special time in Japan.
Those old days, jitterbug.
Yeah, right.
Remember that?
Yep, yep.
I was scared at first. I thought maybe my mother and Dwayne wouldn't talk like they did, but when they started smiling and talking, and it was all worth it. It was all worth it for me.
It's a great example, as my dad has always been. To just do follow your heart, be a kind person, and not be afraid to take a step when other people won't. And it's authentic to me.
And I've thought about that all my life. That I worried that you thought that I abandoned you. And I'm here to tell you that I didn't abandon you at all. I just couldn't find you. And that's
Your thoughts with all of that and remembering, save all that picture.
yes,
You must have loved me.
I did.
And if regret wasn't enough of a reminder,
You gave me that picture.
Dwayne shared with Peggy how he keeps her close with photos in his billfold. He kept those in his wallet for 70 years.
That's what he said.
Dwayne left an impression on Peggy, too. What's your middle name?
Duane, D-U-A-N-E. Now I just came to light how I really got that name, and it wasn't by happenstance. It was for a reason, I believe.
It may take a lifetime, but when you're offered that moment, whether it be romance or resolve, just ask Dwayne Mann.
It's really been a freeing experience for me.
Seize the moment and never give up to find peace. Did you feel abandoned?
No.
In Escanaba, Michigan, Michelle Bandur,
And the reason and all of that is, oh my gosh, all these years, you saved a picture of me. And oh my gosh, so you must have it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dwayne.
KETV Newswatch 7.